up, my fellow gun freakers? Raymond is my lens. Gotta make sure that it is not blurry. What's going on? What's up, Gun Freak Nation? It's your boy in the house, TElectrik, about to make some homemade pizza. You know, I didn't feel like going all the way out. Having it fully loaded. So it's just gonna be pepperoni and ham on this one tonight. You feel me? But want to go live making this this nice gun freak pizza, homemade pizza. You feel me? And then I'm gonna jump on the Battlefield 6. I had a couple of viewers asked me could I play the new Battlefield 6 game, right? Man, the campaign, I'm probably like an hour, maybe 2 hours into the game. And I might just set the camera up, man, and do a little gameplay on there and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the game, I get it. If you got a computer, if you got a PlayStation 5, if you got the Xbox, go ahead and jump on that Battlefield 6, man. It's crazy. The mission that I'm on now is the New York mission. You hear me? The New York mission where you gotta rescue the president. You gotta break up a terrorist cell. It's gonna be dope, man. I'm gonna jump on it. I'm gonna get this pizza made, and then I'm gonna jump on it. Anyway, how y'all doing out there? Oh, we got a few people up in the building. Okay, let me get my I had to preheat the crust, y'all. I mean the dough. So let me get that on out. Let's get it out. Let's get it out. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What's going on? Oh, shit. Where's my sauce at it? Hey, I can't have no pizza if I ain't got no sauce, right? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Where's my... Yeah. All right. Man, it was out of my Prego. In my opinion, the best pizza sauce is the Prego, but they didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? So I got my second best, which is the Ragu. So we're gonna spread it on there. You know what I'm saying? Put it on there. You dig? This shit gonna be this gonna be awesome. Then you got the spooning on in there. You feel me? What's going on in y'all neck of the woods? What new Funky Town centers? A couple of y'all said y'all got some new Funky Town centers. And that y'all about to head out to the range. Yeah. Let me know how that go. Y'all got y'all Funky Town centers nearby? And forgive me for not reading the comments. I just want to get this pizza out the way, get it in the oven. Yeah, that's enough sauce right there. I don't want too much sauce. You dig? I don't want too much sauce. Oh, shit. That's some good shit. Then, we got to put that cheese on there, baby. This is epic, man. Hey. Look, I ain't never made a pizza on live before, all right? Sprinkle that cheese on there. You dig? And see, what I like to do was a restaurant I went to years ago. They had the toppings on the pizza was underneath the cheese. I'm like, nah, I didn't ask for no cheese pizza. I want a pepperoni. And I'm gonna have to put you out. I thought you fooled me. I put the other cats on. No, you trying to jump up here. So guess what? I'm gonna have to put you out, Yellow. Hold on, y'all. You got to go, Yellow. Be right back. I thought you was gonna be a good cat, man, and you jumping up like I thought you would. I tried to give you a chance. Get your ass on. That way. I'm gonna jump on this jump on the battlefield game. Wash my hands. But Gun Freak Nation, man, we got a celebrity that I'm going to be interviewing. This is a big deal. You know, you just never know who watching your content, man. So the celebrity, I'm not going to reveal who it is, but they reached out to me. They fuck with the Gun Freak Nation. They believe in what we stand for, about, you know, people being able to defend themselves, having, you know, don't depend on the police or anybody else to protect you. You know what I'm saying? That responsibility falls on you. So he wants to come on the podcast. I'm like, brother, see, I'm giving it away. Y'all know it's a dude now. You feel me? But I'm like, brother, it would be an honor to have you on the podcast. You know, I can't wait. I just got to make sure, you know, I got to promote it and stuff, man. And it's a big deal. You feel me? Y'all gonna see me eat this motherfucker too. And I'm not gonna, you know, my shit be the bomb. I ain't got to fake the fun. My shit gonna be the bomb. I love my homemade Gun Freak pizzas, you feel me? Then y'all gonna see me hop on this battlefield game. Now look, I'm a little rusty. I ain't been playing the game. I mean, I could tell from me playing it that I ain't really into the, you know, I ain't really been playing it like I used to. So I'm a little rusty on it. So I might get killed a couple of times in some of the missions. It ain't, you know, some of them is challenging. You feel me? Some of the levels on there, but I'm anticipating the New York mission. I'm anticipating it. You feel me? Anyway, though, how y'all doing out there? Get them funky town senders. Keep them nearby, man. We living in some crazy times, man. Oh yeah, a person hit me up. They was watching my videos, and they was like, because of you, and I see how dangerous the world is. It's getting very dangerous in my neighborhood. That's what he told me. He left a comment on it, and he was like, I'm about to buy my first gun. I don't know whether to get a shotgun or AR. So he was like, T, what do you recommend? Come on, y'all. Y'all already know what I'm going to recommend. Ain't nothing wrong with a shotgun. Shotguns are perfect in certain situations. First and foremost, I want to say that it depends on your living situation too. You know, if you got a house, if you got neighbors, are you living in an apartment? You know what I'm saying? Man, are you living in an apartment? But my suggestion was get AR-15. And the reason why I say this, some people, hold on, let me turn this TV. I ain't trying to get a copyright strike. Let me turn this TV down. Some people say that they don't like the AR because of the over penetration that it'll go through walls and shit, right? But in my opinion, all guns can penetrate a wall and go through it. So you had people responding saying that get the shotgun because you're not gonna have that much penetration, over penetration with the shotgun. I don't know how to feel about that because shotguns can over penetrate walls too. You know what I'm saying? Any gun can over penetrate a wall. Like I say, it depends on your living situation. You feel me? Do you got family members that live in the house with you? You know what I'm saying? Do you got family members? So it all depends on your preference. The only reason why I love the AR, why I picked the AR-15 over having a shotgun, and like I say, shotguns are excellent. They very deadly. One shot. If you get a funky ass savage with your shotgun, I guarantee you whether the savage, the home invader got on, he can have on body armor. He going down. He's going down. Now a lot of people don't like shotguns because, you know, especially like slugs. A slug gonna test some shit up. Slug gonna go through a wall. Slug gonna go through your next door neighbor's house. So I probably wouldn't, if you do got a shotgun, I probably wouldn't recommend using a slug. Then you got people that say the double-wide buck. God damn. See, my hands don't get wet. This motherfucker don't want to open up. Shit. A lot of people was like, with the fuck it. A lot of people was like, don't use the double-wide buck because that's like several 9mm bullets flying at somebody, and you can hit somebody innocent depending on how far away you are from your target, which is, the target shouldn't be that far. If a savage done broke up in your home, I'm pretty sure we're not living in big ass mansions and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people don't like it because the spread can hit somebody innocent. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like it because the spread can hit somebody innocent. So everybody got, God damn, I ain't never had this problem with this before. This is my little diced up ham. So my thing was, what I use right now, I have my AR. I haven't took the Jackal 9 to the range yet. So I'm not going to make that my primary home defense until I'll take that and the Jackal 300 Blackout to the range and put some rounds through it. Then I'll make them. But right now my Marauder and my Dagger is my primary home defense guns. You know, but a lot of people don't like the double-wide buck. Some people I know say it's okay to use bird shot. I don't know how I feel about that, because if they coming in with body armor, that bird shot ain't gonna do shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing but some BBs or pellets or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So okay, I'm gonna give y'all the scoop. The reason why I love the AR-15 here in Detroit, when it be a home invasion that I hear about or see on the news, it's never ever one savage that's breaking in your house. It's at least 4 to 8 savages that's coming in your house, right? 4 to 8 of them. When you have a shotgun, you're going to be limited in capacity. If you got 4 armed assailants breaking in, savages breaking in, home invaders, and sometimes it'd be more than that, and then each one of them got guns. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that them motherfuckers gonna just take off and run. You know what I'm saying? Because they see that you armed. They might be so hopped up on drugs, they might want to just run up in there and bang it out with you because they know it's only one of you. You know what I'm saying? And it's multiple of them, so they might be like, we got the upper hand. We got the advantage. We got our ARs, we got our Dracos, we got our Glocks with the extendos, with the switches or whatnot. It's gonna be a shit show regardless. Somebody hit me up in a comment, was like, T, what do you think about home defense? Can you shoot somebody if for breaking in and stuff? Can you defend yourself and not worry about getting arrested? You shouldn't have to. It's a thing called, it's a situation called self-defense. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Somebody break up in my house, the last thing I'm gonna be worried about is the legal consequences. At that time, my mindset is surviving that situation, surviving that ordeal, making sure that my family is safe. I'm not worried about no motherfucking laws. I'm not worried about, now, on the other hand, I'm not going to shoot somebody. Say a savage break in. Let me go on and throw this in the oven. How many minutes I got to leave this bitch in? In the oven. They say regular oven. 10 to 15 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna put it on for 15 minutes. Ooh, wait, hold on. Let me let y'all look at this right quick. Check this shit out. Oh my God. You know what? I'm gonna put some more pepperoni on top of that too. Put some more pepperoni on that motherfucker right there. That looks so. It looks so so delicious. But I'm not worried about the legal consequences. At that point, it's all about survival. That's why I had to block a couple of motherfucking trolls that was like, well, T, you talking all that shit. You got an AR and all that. What about your next door neighbor? You gonna kill your neighbors. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I use soft tip fragmentation bullets. They're expensive as hell, but you ain't got to worry about them bitches over penetrating, and you ain't got to worry about them over penetrating. And then whoever that troll that said that shit, you was a dumb motherfucker, because at that point, dumbass, when you got savages coming in to potentially take your life and torture you before they take your life, I'm not worried about my fucking neighbor. I'm worried about surviving the situation and living and putting that threat down. People get on my motherfucking nerves. That's why I had to block that bastard, man. Some people is just miserable and they'll nitpick at you. Take your miserable ass somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Now, if a home invasion happened to your ass and you so concerned about your neighbor, and I ain't got neighbors on either side of me or in front of me or in back of me, god damn it. But if you that fucking concerned, go on and take the fucking dick up your ass when them savages hump your motherfucking ass, when they go up in your ass and you probably ain't even got no woman. You did. I can't stand bastards like that. I'm going to throw this in the oven, set the timer for 15 minutes. Set this timer for 15 minutes. Set this motherfucking timer. Wash my hands. My water gets so motherfucking hot, man. This shit'll burn your ass. Yes, sir. Where my towel at? All right, I got the Let me clean up behind this shit. Put this ham. Look at all this motherfucking ham right here. I'm gonna give that to the cats later. Let their asses back in. All right, so my thing is, if somebody break in your house, don't worry about the legal shit afterwards. Them motherfuckers didn't have no business breaking up in your house. This is why I don't understand them states or cities, the states where so they said somebody break in your house, you can't do nothing to them but run. They tell you to run. If you defend yourself, you can get locked up. I'll be moving the fuck up out of that state. That's the dumbest shit that I ever heard of. That you got to run out your own house. That's why I'm so happy to be in Michigan. We ain't got the best gun-friendly laws, but at least here in Michigan, we got the castle doctrine, where we don't have to run like a little bitch when the bad guy run up in our house. We don't have to do that. We got the castle doctrine, and we got stand your ground, where we don't have to retreat. But I'm kind of like a little iffy on the stand your ground, because I think we still should have stand your ground. But what I'm trying to say is, because we got this stand your ground law, a lot of motherfuckers have gotten away with murder. Okay? Them motherfuckers might have been the ones who initiated and started the motherfucking altercation. They may have been the ones who kicked it off and been the aggressive ones. But because the person that they was being hostile to put their gun first and didn't use it, they put their gun and used it on them and then claimed self-defense and got away with it. It happened in the case of my it's personal for me, because my nephew lost his life like that and nobody went to jail. No manslaughter, no nothing. My nephew pulled his gun first. They didn't give a fuck about what led up to it, how it happened, who started it, who was the initial aggressors. It all boils down to who put their weapon out first, who pulled the gun first. And by him pulling his gun first, the aggressors pulled theirs and killed him. No charges. I don't even think the motherfucker did one night in jail, one day in jail. Same thing happened in the case of the Eastern Market. It was a guy got into it with another dude. It was a Lion tailgate from the Detroit Lions game. They got into it. I think it all started over a parking space, man. You know, people can escalate a situation from the most the most trivial, the most stupidest, the most dumbest situation can escalate to somebody losing their life. So in that case, they was arguing over a parking space. They got into a scuffle. Somebody always got to pull a fucking gun and wreck the motherfucker, because it's all on video. And because he pulled his gun, the other guy that they was into it with, he was like, come here. The guy that pulled this gun, the young brother, pulled this gun, walked up to him with his gun at the low ready to his side. Words were exchanged. The guy that was like, come here, reached in his waistband, pulled out a gun, put it to his head, and blew his fucking brains out. But not only did he kill the guy that initially pulled the gun, he killed the guy that was standing in back of the guy. The guy, it was the guy who was the event, the guy who put together that tailgate event, he was trying to break it up. So he got he would happen to be behind the guy that had the gun trying to, break it up. The bullet went through the guys that pulled the gun, the guy had, and hit him in the head. He killed 2 people. Guess what? He didn't get charged. Even though he motioned, even though this is an outdoor event. Nobody was trapped. Nobody was he wasn't trapped somewhere, he wasn't cornered. None of that. He could have just simply left. But instead, he motioned for the dude with the gun to come up to him because he knew he had a gun. See, this is why I'm telling y'all right now, if you ever find yourself in a situation, don't escalate it. Remove yourself from that hostile situation, and damn sure don't pull your gun, because the minute that you pull that gun out of anger, because at this point, it would be out of anger. If you pull that weapon out of anger and you do not use it, the other person, at least here in Michigan, they can pull their gun and they can unalive you. They can take you up out of here. They can kill you, and they're not going to face no kind of consequences. It ain't going to be no legal or nothing. They're going to simply say, you pulled yours first. You didn't use it. The other guy can claim self-defense, pull his, and kill you, no charges. That's how it is in Michigan. I used to be one of them dumbasses, hotheads, I'm gonna pull my shit. Let me show them motherfuckers. Back in the early 2000s, I pulled my gun in a heartbeat. Motherfucker, I ain't playing. I ain't the one to be fucked with. Let me pull my shit. I remember one time, it was I had bought an Xbox 360 from my niece's boyfriend, right? Some nigga named Country. That was the nigga named Country. And he sold me. He was like, "Yeah, I got a Xbox 360. That was my first Xbox 360 too. I was like, I got an Xbox 360 with some games, and I'll let you get it for like $150. And I think the motherfuckers was going for like, shit, I forget what an Xbox 360 was going for. This had to be like what year? It had to be shit like 05 or some shit like that, 2005, 2006, I don't know. But I think he wanted like 150 or either 180 or 200. I know I didn't pay that much for it. And then it came with about 4 or 5 games. It came with that new Halo 3. Was it Halo 3? Yeah, Halo 3 had just came out, and then it came with a sports game. I don't like that sports shit. It came with like a couple of sports games, like that NBA shit. It was Halo 3 and another game. Now I remember I say, hell yeah, I'm gonna buy that motherfucker. So I bought the game. I went up there to GameStop, bought that Dead Rising game. Dead Rising had just came out because I love the zombie games. Got it home, maybe like the next day. I swear to God, I'm not making this shit up. I had a group of young people in front of my house. They was like, man, this motherfucker got my motherfucking Xbox 360 up in their house, man. They done broke in my motherfucking house and took my motherfucking Xbox 360. Now, I don't know whether that was his or not, but I later found out that this nigga Country literally broke in the people's house over the the next block over. You like, my house was like in the middle of the block, almost in the middle of the block, right? It was a liquor store. I used to walk to that liquor store all the time, and you cut through an alley, and it's a liquor store right there on the corner on Schoolcraft. I was off of Freeland, where Grand River and Schoolcraft intersect. When I would walk through that alley, it was a house right there on the corner. That's the house I found out that the nigga had broke into the man. So when they showed up, a big ass fight like broke out, man. I didn't have shit to do with this. I'm looking at niggas fighting in the middle of the street in front of my house. I said, damn, Damn. Not only did he take the Xbox, but he took a lot of shit. I bought the motherfucking Xbox, you know. So I come out my front door. I said, what the fuck is going on? Look at these niggas out here fighting and shit. I said, let me go get my shit. As soon as I said that, I said, let me go get my shit. Let me go get my shit. I said it just like that. Niggas just looked up, they stopped, they was in the middle of throwing them punches and shit. Niggas looked up, and them niggas got the fuck on. I said, let me go in here and get my shit. And I ran in the house. I ain't even have a motherfucking gun. What the fuck I was gonna shoot him with? My motherfucking finger? I didn't have shit, but that's all it took for me to say, let me run in here and get my shit. And I remember them niggas looking up at me, and they took off running and shit because they thought I was gonna go in the house and get a gun that I didn't have. I didn't even own a gun back then and shit. So that's just to tell you that. And no, I didn't give them back they Xbox. I know. I see the T back then didn't give a fuck. No, the T now. If I bought something off the street and I know that it is stolen, that is stolen merchandise, I'm gonna give it back. I'm just gonna take that loss. But the T back then, I was kind of reckless and didn't give a fuck. I said, nigga, I don't spend my money. I ain't giving up shit. You give me my money back, and I give it back to you. But it was wrong. But I didn't give it back. You know what I'm saying? That was wrong. That was wrong on me. And karma came back on me because I ended up selling that Xbox and bought me another Xbox. And when I got that Xbox, it had the red ring of death light on it. Y'all remember that when them Xbox 360s used to have the red rings of death on it, and that shit would just cut off and shit. It'll overheat. So I didn't have good luck behind that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you cannot be pulling your gun nowadays, because the second that you do it, first and foremost, anytime when a gun is introduced into a hostile situation where you having a dispute, where you having hostile words with somebody, you don't escalate it to the ultimate escalation. It don't get no higher than that when gunplay is getting involved. And at that point, you got to realize that the minute that you produce that gun, they can pull their gun and kill you. You just might be wanting to just flex. You just might want to be just showing off. You might just want to be like, yeah, I'm mad right now. Let me show them motherfuckers I ain't the one to fuck with. Because I was one of them niggas. I would pull a gun quick. You know, my mama, even though she was a preacher, my mama was like that shit. My mama would take a fucking gun to church with her. You dig? Now it's a smart thing to do that shit now. I used to think, mama, you crazy. You taking your gun, you packing heat to go to church? That's the house of the Lord. Mama was way ahead of her times back then. Because that's before churches was being shot up and shit, right? But what I'm trying to say, let me toss this in the garbage. What I'm trying to say is, you got to be very careful nowadays. Don't even let nobody. Don't let nobody get you to the point of being that angry where you want to pull a weapon, man. Only utilize your firearm when your life is literally on the line. Now, if you arguing with somebody and y'all having heated words, and that person pulls a gun, you got every right to, if they pull that gun and they drop it to the side, right? And they don't aim it at you, and they drop it to the side, that gives you the right really to pull yours and use it against them. It's a fucked up situation because that person probably is not even gonna shoot you. But are you willing? The question that I'm asking y'all is, if you find yourself in a heated situation and the person pulls their gun and they drops it to the side, right? And they being aggressive, but they're not aiming the gun at you, are you going to take the chance of, are you going to bet your life on whether that person is going to shoot you? Because see, that person already has escalated it to the point of the ultimate escalation. They don't introduce a firearm. They don't pull the gun out on them. And they're not using it. I want to know what y'all gonna do in that situation, because that's exactly what happened with my nephew. You know, them motherfuckers was invited to the party, not by him, but by his punk ass friend. And they was disrespectful when he told them motherfuckers to leave. And they didn't leave. Instead of leaving, they stared him down. He trying to go to another part of the cabaret. They following him, watching him. He made a mistake, man. He made a tactical mistake. I'm gonna tell y'all something. When you into it with some number one though, man. Let me keep it all the way real with you. Hold on, I don't want to burn my piece up. Hold on. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. Damn, that motherfucking 15 minutes went by fast. That motherfucking 15 minutes. Check on this piece. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. This motherfucker. Yes, sir. All right, so like I say, it shouldn't even got to that point to where gunplay was gonna be involved, man. And if I would have been there, if I would have been there, man, I would have did everything in my power to de-escalate the situation, because all this shit, they said that this shit stemmed from my nephew. You know, he had a fifth of Patron, and he was going around, you know, pouring people, you know, shots and shit, you know, and he was leaning over a girl that one of them motherfucking savages brought with her to pour somebody a shot. You feel me? And one of the nigga was like, man, what the fuck you doing? You know, reaching over my girl like that and shit. You know, he just came at him in an aggressive way. And that's when shit escalated and shit. I think my nephew was like, this is our event. You know, you can get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? You can leave. You know what I'm saying? Instead, I wish nephew would have just laughed and be like, my bad, man. You want a shot? Something that simple. Think about this for a minute. Think about this shit. That's what all this shit. My nephew had a friend, one of his best friends, not the bitch that invited his killers to the party. He went to go to the best friend went to go to the store to get some liquor. Everything was good. He left the cabaret, the hall that my niece, which is my nephew's sister, rented. He left to go get to go to the liquor store to get more drink and shit, more drinks. He said by the time he came back, nephew was already stretched out, man. So that shit, I'm still trying to make that shit make sense. How the fuck does something escalate that fucking fast to the point of you losing your fucking life? I'm not gonna lie, I'm sad, I'm mad, and disappointed in my nephew. Because you let niggas get you that fucking mad. And I get it. You at your event, you're around your entire family, you feeling safe, but you made some motherfucking mistakes. Number one, you assumed that them niggas was not armed. Why the fuck did you assume when number one, the fucking party was a shit show? Y'all didn't even have security there checking people at entry to get in. You supposed to check people. This is Detroit. I don't give a fuck where it's at. When you got an event, you got to search motherfuckers. You know, so that was mistake number one. All of the other shit fall right on my nephew because you didn't have to pull that gun, nephew. If you didn't use that motherfucker, if you didn't use it when you pulled it, think about this for a minute. I'm gonna let y'all know how stupid and dumb this shit is. All right, let's just say when my nephew pulled the gun, and I don't really like talking about it because this is personal. This is personal right here. I don't really like talking about it, but I feel like I need to talk about it because I don't want nobody else to go through what I'm going through right now and to go through what his mom and his other siblings going through right now. But to get killed for nothing. What did you lose your life for? So I don't give a fuck how mad somebody make you. Don't pull your gun. And I get it. That's just like somebody come to my house and I trust them, but shit go left and I tell them, get the fuck out. Leave my house. If they don't want to leave my house, my natural instinct is, all right, motherfucker, you don't want to leave my house? Let me pull my shit. You getting up out of here. But I'm justified because that's my house. This old raggedy ass, danky ass hall that his sister rented, that wasn't your house, man. I can't even make this shit make sense. But I have to go every time when I go to the cemetery to visit my parents, to visit my sister, my other nephew. Guess what? I gotta go over his grave and be like, man, make this shit. What the fuck did you die for, man? So I don't want nobody ever to go through a situation like that. It ain't worth it at the end of the day. Know this: if you pull your gun and you don't use it, the other person, if they armed, they can pull their gun and shoot you, and it'll be declared self-defense. I'm just letting y'all know that. A lot of people don't got killed that way. A lot of people lost their lives that way, man. A lot of people have lost their lives that way. And that ain't the way to go out. And I used to be one of them idiots that would do some shit thinking that shit was cool, thinking it, yeah, don't fuck with me, man. I'm going for bad. And that ain't the way to be, man. That shit will get you killed or, because I'm going to be honest with you. Somebody pull their gun on me, I'm trying to avoid the situation. I don't even want to escalate nothing. I stay in my lane. I'm under the radar. Oh, my God. But if they pull their gun and they don't use it, at that point, it's up to me whether I feel like they just trying to bluff with me or fuck with me, or I really feel like my life is in danger. And 9 out of 10, I'm going to pull my shit and take them out. So can I be really mad at the nigga that killed my nephew? Can I really be mad at him? And it wasn't him that my nephew was having words with. It was his brother. But see, my nephew didn't know that was his brother. I'm like, nephew, you didn't see the nigga standing off with both his hands in his pockets watching you? Do that? Oh my God, man. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I hate to say this shit, but my nephew died a stupid ass death. Somebody got to say this shit. He died a stupid ass death. And I loved him with all my heart. And I'll take a bullet for him because I know he would do the same for me. But I don't know what it was. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe he was drinking. Maybe he was smoking. I don't know. Guns and alcohol and weed don't fucking guns and alcohol and weed don't they're not good together. They not. It'll get you fucked up. That's what got Philando Castile killed. He was high. The nigga had been smoking weed, man. And then they found out that he had been pulled over by the police like 30 other times. So I guess after that many times of being stopped, it wasn't no big deal to him. But a lot of people saying, and the police was a hoe ass, that particular cop, he was a hoe ass cop to do him like that. You know what I'm saying? But, and I'm not saying Fernando Castel deserved what he got, but the situation, a lot of people automatically blame it on the cop, which it is the cop's fault in that situation. But I saw the video. Right after he got shot, his girlfriend went live. She went on Facebook. Who does that shit? She went live on Facebook, I guess, to try to, get evidence and shit. But what happened was, the cop approached him. The cop claimed that he fit the description of a robbery suspect, which was some bullshit. Because if a cop think that you are a criminal and that you just robbed somebody or someplace, they're not gonna just walk up to your vehicle. They're gonna pull you over and they're gonna wait for backup. So that was some bullshit. That cop lied. He was just saying that just to justify the use of deadly force. But where Fernando Castillo fucked up at, number one, in the autopsy, he had been smoking weed. Weed, I'm gonna tell y'all something about weed, and I take gummies. I'll chew a gummy in a minute, and I got that because they said make your dick hard, and I was working at the dispensary, and niggas was coming in there saying, "Take it, you gonna fuck all night and feel good." I didn't. Before that, I don't really drink. I can go 10 years without drinking, and it won't bother me because I'm not no alcoholic. I don't like cigarettes. I've tried smoking cigarettes. I hate it. They stank, and I don't like the way. I just don't like no kind of smoke going into my lungs, right? That's why I tried weed before. Didn't do nothing for me. Like I said, I don't like ingesting smoke into my lungs. But when I tried the gummy, I liked it. It was a nice buzz. But one thing about when you're high, it tends to impair your what's the word for it? It kind of impairs how you will react, your reaction or your reflexes. It kind of impairs that shit. So going back to the Fernando Castillo, the cop asked for, what's your insurance? Give me your show me your driver's license, insurance, and what's the other? Your registration, right? So at the time when the cop was like, show me your driver's license, registration, and insurance, he's reaching for his wallet because that's what the cop asked for, right? That's what the cop asked for. Where he fucked up at, I'm gonna tell y'all where he fucked up at. And I'm not saying he deserved what happened to him, but when you're dealing with police, man, you got to treat that as a life or death situation. All right. When he was reaching for his wallet, he said, "I have a gun. I have a gun." He didn't say, "I have a license to carry, officer." He said, "I have a gun." Now, if that's true that the cop was thinking that he was pulling over a robbery suspect and he's reaching, the cop was a whole pussy ass cop anyway, because why would somebody that got ill intentions admit to you that you got a gun? But as soon as he said that, he reaching for his wallet because the cop asked him for his driver's license, registration, and insurance, right? But while he's reaching for it, he says, "I have a gun." Cop was like, don't pull it. Don't reach for it. Don't reach for it. Don't reach for it. He continues to reach for his wallet. The cop opened up on him, man, and lit him up, lit his ass up, lit him up. I saw the video. So during the Facebook Live video, that's when his girlfriend was like, she went live, and the girlfriend was like, he has his license. He has his license. He has his concealed carry license, Mr. Officer. Philando didn't say that. Philando was like, in the middle of him reaching for his wallet, he was like, I have a gun. But see, because he was high on that weed, weed does something to you. And that man, because of that mistake that he made, it was all in timing. It was all in timing. If anything, I'm gonna tell y'all something what I learned in by law here in Michigan. When you go for your CCW class, if you get stopped, if it's a traffic stop, the first thing out of your mouth gonna be, Mr. Officer, I have my CPL. Here in Michigan, it's called CPL. That's concealed pistol license. I have my CPL. I am armed. First of all, here's my hands. Everybody like, put your hands on the steering wheel. I'm not putting my motherfucking hands on the steering wheel, because plenty of cops have told me that when they see somebody with their hands on the steering wheel, they can take off. Okay? So don't put your hands on no motherfucking steering wheel. That'll get you killed. What you do is you hold your hands up like this. Officer, sir, do you have your driver's license and registration and insurance? Sir, here's my hands. Here's my hands. I have my CPL, my license to carry. I have my CPL. I am armed. How would you like to proceed? That right there took me less than a minute to say, and that will save your fucking life, because it's going to make the cop feel comfortable. You on the up and up. You letting them know that you are armed, and you also letting them know that you got your concealed carry license. Here's my hands. What else can the officer do? You ain't making no funny moves. I even go a step further. Oh, officer, you want to see my driver's license? Okay, I'm going to use my right hand, and I am going to reach in my right back pocket, and I am going to pull my wallet out. It's just that simple. Oh, Tim, you being a bitch. You a bitch. You know what? I might be a bitch, but I'm gonna be alive, and I'm gonna make it out of that situation. Because let me tell you something. When them traffic stops, you don't know what kind of cop you're gonna get. It's like that movie Forrest Gump, man. It's like a box of chocolates. You don't know which one's gonna be nice. You don't know which one gonna be an asshole. Anytime when you are pulled over, if it's traffic stop, I'm gonna tell you, it's two things on the line when you encounter the police. And I hate to say that, because the majority of police are decent people. I call them heroes, because without police, it'd be chaos and disorder out here. So all them dumb motherfuckers, defund the police, defund the come out your ass when them savages break up in your motherfucking house and bend your ass over. How about that? Defund when they get done pumping your ass. You dig? So them people dumb and they crazy. But anytime when you encounter the police, man, it's just as simple as this. Comply, man. Comply. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. George Floyd, Sandra Bland, Michael, what's the dude that got killed? And I forget his name. Michael something. Philando Castile. All of the major killings that was by black people by police. I'm gonna be honest with you. All that shit could have been avoided if they would have just simply complied. But see, niggas, and when I say nigga, I'm talking about black, right, everything in between. They don't want to hear that shit, because they looking for an excuse to blame the police, to just take out their frustrations. But you got to comply with them, man. Don't resist. Comply. In every single case, All that shit could have been avoided if they simply would have shut the fuck up and comply. Same thing for George Floyd. And I'm not condoning what happened to that crazy ass nigga. He didn't deserve to have a knee on his neck, but it gotta be every situation starts at point A, right? Every situation starts at point A before it goes over to point B. If you ain't giving the police no hard time, it would never ever make it to point B. All right? Now, when they got that man and finally put them handcuffs on him, man, that's all on the cops. Once you are arrested and they got the handcuffs on you, they didn't have to do that man like that. He didn't have to put his knee on that man's neck like that. He didn't have to do that man like that. But like I say, what got George Floyd killed is him acting, freaking out, acting crazy and all that shit. I don't know what drugs he was on, or maybe he was having a panic attack. I don't know. But the niggas that he was with wasn't shit. They didn't try to calm him down. They didn't try to tell him to listen to the police. Them niggas was just watching. They probably was dope fiends too. That crowd distracted that bitch ass cop that did that shit. The crowd is what distracted. They was talking about the cop and all that bullshit. And you got a crowd of people saying, "Get off of him! Get your knee off his neck!" The cop was like, "Fuck y'all. Because y'all calling me names and all that shit, guess what? I'm gonna leave my motherfucking knee on his neck to piss y'all off." And that's where that dumb motherfucker fucked up at. And that nigga, he deserved every second being locked up for what he did. He deserved that. When that nigga got stabbed up in prison, he deserved every motherfucking stabbing that happened to him. Every motherfucking poke, every motherfucking itch of pain. Because he didn't have to do George like that. But at the same time, George didn't have to take it that far. Nigga, if you tried to do a counterfeit $20 bill, you should have got the fuck out of there, man. And then when the police came on the scene, you should have just complied and you would be alive right now. But I'm going to tell y'all something. This is so good. A lot of people came up off of George Floyd's death, man. A lot of people benefited. Mainly Black Lives Matter, which turned out to be a fraud, turned out to be a scam. They were scamming niggas, man. I mean, that's a genius ass move to come up with an organization called Black Lives Matter. The reality of it is all lives matter. All righteous lives matter. But they had a lot of black people fooled. Even to this day, some black people are still, you talk about Black Lives Matter, they accuse you of being a coon. They will accuse you of being a sellout. They will accuse you of kissing white people's asses. But the reality is, them motherfuckers were They were scams. It was a scam. They was using people, black people, for their money. They was getting donations and shit. It was run by lesbians. Nothing against lesbians. I love everybody. But the people that was up over Black Lives Matter were a group of lesbians that was funded by this rich, wealthy, rich-ass, white, liberal dude. As y'all all know, them liberals, especially the ones that got the money, they have agendas, okay? They got agendas. So that's how that so-called grassroots organization got started. Now, what did they do with that money? Man, they were being donated millions of dollars. Millions. Did they take any of that money that was donated? And don't forget the merchandise. Every nigga I knew had on a Black Lives Matter. That was the style, besides Jordans. Every nigga had on a Black Lives Matter t-shirt or some pants or a hat. Them niggas even painted it in front of the motherfucking White House on the street. Remember that shit? I'm surprised Trump didn't have that shit painted over. But he couldn't do it because politically, if Trump would have had Black Lives Matter painted over, he would be the biggest racist in the motherfucking world. Okay? He would have been painted as the biggest racist in the world. And that's what the left media want y'all to believe. How many of y'all saw the picture of Trump holding that little black baby in his hand like this? A little black baby, a little cute black baby. Trump got him or her in his hand like that, and then he kissing the baby's forehead. But you're not gonna see that picture because it goes against their agenda. I remember when Trump, man, back in the early 2000s, every rapper, every nigga wanted to be like Trump. They wanted Trump money, man. All of the rappers from Jay-Z, Cash Money, No Limit, they all used to mention Trump in their rap songs and shit, man. Everybody wanted that Trump money. Not until he ran for president as a Republican is when niggas, when them Democrats, and I ain't even trying to be divisive. I love y'all too, but I don't. I'm speaking facts. When he ran for president as a Republican, the left wasn't going for that shit. That's like somehow, some way, somehow, you got to stop this motherfucker. And they did everything in their power to demonize him, to make it seem like he was a racist. Last year, things got so motherfucking bad that you had motherfuckers that actually tried to kill Trump in 2 situations, 2 assassination attempts. Them motherfucking left. They some dangerous motherfuckers. But then, on the other hand, you got people on the right, them ultra right people. And I'm not talking about as a race. I'm talking about you got the left and then you got the right. GHT. You got the right. Them neocons and all that. The floopers or flurpers or groupers or glurpers or whatever the hell they is. Them Charlie Kirk type motherfuckers. They can be some dangerous motherfuckers. When Charlie Kirk got killed, when that nigga got killed, they was talking about starting a motherfucking civil war, man. They thought a nigga did it, or Hispanic did it, or a gay nigga did it, or a transgender nigga did it. And they was ready to go to war. Come to find out, it was pretty much one of their own that took them out. I hear so much shit that I'm hearing now that he was sacrificed by his own people. I don't know. Shit is crazy. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't fuck with the left. I don't fuck with the right. All that shit, politics, religion, and race, they were all designed to split people up. Everybody walking around here, United States the best country in the world. It is, but the government is ass. Okay, the government is ass. Oh, but we are democracy. That's their favorite motherfucking word to say. We are democracy. Bullshit. Not no democracy, man. We a motherfucking republic, man. Which is designed to break people down, to split people up, to have people finger pointing, doing the blame game, and just having all kind of discord and shit, man. Just where it's fucked up. It's fucked up. And neither side is to be trusted. Because at the end of the day, neither side really gives a fuck about you. It's all about the money. It's all about the power. You got somebody like Nancy Pelosi that only makes $150,000 a year. How is she worth $200 million? If she been there, she's been there for some years in Washington, and she get paid $150,000 a year. That's her salary. How is this woman worth $200 million? What kind of motherfucking backroom deals is she making? These politicians, I'll never vote again in my motherfucking life because it don't make a motherfucking difference. Okay? I'm tired of people. Well, why is you complaining when you didn't get out there and vote? It don't make a motherfucking difference whether you got a Democrat in there or whether you got a Republican in there. It don't fucking matter. It don't matter. Is you still in the motherfucking system, man. You are still in the system, and it ain't about racism no more. It's about classism. It's the haves and have-nots. When the sooner that y'all realize that shit, the better off, the smart, you're gonna be a wise ass person. People don't give a fuck about you, whether you white, whether you black, whether you Latino, whether you Asian. If you poor, they don't give a fuck. If you homeless, if you poor, they don't give a fuck. This is why you can have a person like Jordan Neely in New York can die at the hands of Daniel Penny or whatever the fuck his name was on the subway train. And that day, Jordan Neely didn't touch nobody. He just went in there acting all up. Hell, man, if I'm hungry and I ain't ate in 2 or 3 days, I'm going to probably wild out too, crash out too. But the key word is the nigga didn't touch nobody on that fucking train. He can throw he can cut up, have a fit, throw trash around, kick trash around, cuss, loud as fuck. But he didn't touch nobody on that train that day. Daniel Penny just decided to be a hero, and there's something wrong. I love all my military people. I think he was the Marines or something like that. But sometimes, man, when them guys get in the Army and they go in these war zones or whatever, man, they mind ain't right. I got a couple of relatives that served in Vietnam. When they came back home, they admitted to me that their mind wasn't right. The things they saw, the people they had to kill, innocent people Think about this war shit, man. They sending you off to kill a stranger and they land. Think about that shit. Somebody you don't even know. But that's what you are when you join the military. You are a paid killer. I know somebody right now that know people. He was in the military. He was like, look, let me tell you something about the military. In the military, he said he know this for a fact. In the military, you have legal serial killers. You can't go out in the streets and kill people. You go into jail for life. You go out there and kill people. He told me some of the motherfuckers that he was in the service with are they that's all they want to do is kill, and they want to go into a conflict zone so they can have the excuse to kill people. It was like these motherfuckers are legal serial killers. You're going out there and you killing folks and shit, and they getting off on that shit. Most people, they do it to serve their country. But what I don't like is when this government send you for some bullshit like that Iraq war. I ain't gonna even get into that shit. We'll be here all night talking about the disaster that shit was and how over 3,000, almost 4,000, it might have been 4,000 American soldiers lost their life for nothing. They died in vain. I'm keeping it all the way real. They died in vain. For that reason alone, this is why I could never go join the army, none of that shit. Because I ain't about to lose my life for some bullshit because of some motherfucking idiot politician like George Bush sent them people to their death. Why ain't that nigga locked up right now? Lying to the American people over some bullshit weapons of mass destruction that wasn't there. And when Saddam did have chemical weapons and shit, guess who gave it to him? Guess who helped him acquire them? It was us. Well, not me. It was the United States government and the French. They're the ones that built the facilities and facilitated for him to have that shit. But as soon as he stopped being America's puppet, when he went into Kuwait, a country that used to be a part of Iraq and was carved up by the British, Saddam wanted to take what was his back. That's just like Mexico saying, we want California back. California used to be a part of Mexico back in the day. Can you be mad at them? They ain't gonna get it, but can you be mad at them, at least entertaining the idea like, damn, we want our shit back. Maybe one day we'll have our shit back. So I can't say Saddam was all the way wrong wanting what was part of our right back. But when he did that dumb shit, he stepped on toes, man, and they turned against him. That led to 9/11 and shit. They let 9/11 happen so they can have an excuse to go into Iraq. Same thing happened over in Israel, October 7th. I don't give a fuck what nobody tell me. Israel got one of the most. The Mossad is like they CIA. The Mossad is like the FBI and CIA. Israel is one of the most sophisticated when it comes to intelligence. They one of the number one sophisticated countries in the world. So you explain to me why they let a ragtag group of militants, Hamas, just cross into their border and come over and just kill all them people like that. You tell me. Explain that shit to me. Explain that to me. And they sophisticated when it comes to their intelligence. So my theory is they played the 9/11 playbook. They use that as a blueprint. It's like, if we want to fuck up Gaza, kill up thousands of Palestinians, then we're going to have to take a hit. We got to let something big happen where the world won't come down on us. It'll be seen as justified. Basically retaliation. So if you look at what happened since October 7th, they don't fuck them Palestinians up, man. Tens of thousands have died. Okay? And I ain't talking about the Hamas. I'm talking about regular, everyday Palestinians. They fucked up Iran. They bombed the fuck out of them. It's a lot of shit happened because of that one event. You cannot trust this government. The government see us as enemy, and we are citizens of this country, but they see us as enemies. We are armed citizens. They don't want us having, certain types of weapons. They got this bullshit where you should be able to just go and buy you a suppressor. But they may think, why they get away with it? Because we, as American people, allow them to fuck over us. Because that's how righteous we are. They pass a law. We trying to be law-abiding citizens. But they fuck with us. You see how they tried to do up on the Biden? When they was like, take the fucking brace off your fucking gun, or you're going to be a fucking felon, and you're going to go to jail. I said, nah, y'all doing too much right now. Y'all doing way too much right now. I never took my fucking brace off because I knew that's some bullshit. They got it now where you put a vertical grip on your gun and it got a barrel shorter than 16 inches. And just because, excuse me, you put a vertical grip on there, something that's made out of plastic, my nigga. Plastic. You a felon. You're going to do some time in jail. You're going to be charged a big ass fee over some plastic. They've been fucking us over like some bitches for years now. Now, if we get the balls and stand up and be like, I'm going to put whatever I want to put on my motherfucking AR pistol. If enough of us do that shit, what can they do? Go to war with millions of us? We got the power. Them motherfuckers supposed to represent us. But for some reason, when you get elected and you in office and you in a high place of power, them motherfuckers think that they leaders and that we just peasants. And they get to tell us what the fuck to do. They get to boss us around and be like, nah, nigga, you ain't putting that shit on your gun. Fuck y'all, man. If you're a righteous person, okay, put a vertical grip on your gun. Does that make me go out and want to gun down people? Or that turns me into a killer? Get the fuck out of here. Does that make your gun more deadlier because you got a suppressor on it? Or because you got a vertical grip and a stock on it? Get the fuck out of here, man. But you got people that's feeding into them stupid ass laws. And this is why, a whole bunch of, they hoeing the fuck out of us. I remember I did a video and I had a Strike Industries angle grip on there, but it looked like a vertical grip. I had so many people on my ass. T, you about to get in trouble. Ooh, the ATF been to your house and they watching you. You gonna get a call from the ATF. Ooh, the ATF don't get you. They use a bitch ass nigga, man. Use a punk, pussy ass boot licking ass, bitch ass nigga. Because you licking the ATF ass and the bottom of they fucking boots, you boot licker. I can't stand bitches like that. Punk pussy ass bitches. And it's bitches like you is the reason why we are in the situation that we are in, because you car down, punk down, pussy down to these ATF. And the reason I say that shit, and I ain't trying to go too hard on the ATF, because they did come to my motherfucking house. They did. And guess what? I promised them, I said, you know what, man? It was a beautiful woman, and it was a dude that looked like he looked like Charlemagne the God, but he sounded like DJ Envy. I was like, this was some trippy shit. I'm looking at this dude in my living room. This dude looks just like Charlemagne the God, but he sounds like DJ Envy. And for those who don't know, those two people I just named are on this show called The Breakfast Club. When I talked to them, shit, that was about 4 years ago. Man, let me tell you something. They were some of the coolest people that I ever met. They was respectful, they was kind, they were polite. They even agreed on some of the shit that I was saying. They was like, yes, that Brace, the dude that looked like Charlemagne, he was like, yes, I agree with you, TElectrik. He was joking with me. He was calling me TElectrik because he said he'd be watching my videos. He was like, I agree with you. I think it is stupid. I think it is a stupid rule. You know, it's not law. He said it's a rule. Then he also told me, he's like, T, whenever you do your gun collection videos, try your best not, cover up your serial numbers, because people can do shit with that. And I was like, you know what? I am going to do that. And that's when it dawned on me. I said, you know what? Man, they just regular people like me and you. They just doing their job. And these were the street levels. It's the ones in the hierarchy that gotta, take the orders from like the president or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But there was two of the coolest people. And I said, you know what, man? I said, I'll never make another video where I'm like cussing y'all out and talking shit on y'all, because y'all just doing y'all job. Y'all been nothing but nice to me. Y'all been nothing but respectful to me. They was right there in that living room, right there. And the woman, man, she was beautiful, man. Some type of exotic looking woman. I don't know whether she was Italian, Hispanic, Brazilian, Venezuelan. I don't know. All I know is she was beautiful, and she was nice, and she was all Google-eyed over my cats and shit, man. But it's just some bullshit. Now I'm hearing that they about to, have it where you ain't got to pay no tax stamp and none of that shit. Nigga, we shouldn't have never had to pay no motherfucking. That ain't nothing but extortion. Paying a tax stamp to get your gun SBR. It shouldn't be no such thing as an SBR. A gun is a gun. Make that shit make sense, y'all. Make that shit make sense. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know who I'm supposed to be interviewing real soon. Have y'all heard of Von Scales? He's a cool dude. He's on reality TV. He's married to Trina Braxton. How many of y'all know the Braxtons? You got Tony Braxton. Everybody know Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton, her biggest song was Unbreak My Heart. Back in the damn, I forget what year Unbreak My Heart came in. But you got Tamar. Everybody know Tamar. You got Tracy, rest in peace, Tracy. Tracy was like one of my favorite ones out of that family. The Braxtons is like the black Kardashians. You got Kim Kardashian, the Kardashian. Ray J made their ass famous with that sex tape. And woo, I love that motherfucking sex tape, boy. That's one thing about Kim. She can get some head, boy. She's twisting that motherfucking big boy. She was twisting that goddamn beef jerky. I can see why Ray J lost his motherfucking mind. You did? But anyway, that's how they blew up. They came up off of that sex tape. Because of that sex tape, they got the show, Say Less. But the Braxtons is the black version of the Kardashians. So he's married to Trina Braxton. Trina is my second favorite behind Tracy, because to me, they just like, even though they're celebrities, they down to earth people. They approachable. You know how you got some celebrities where they just give off that aura like, motherfucker, who is you? Don't say shit to me. And I'm not saying that the other ones are like that. I'm just saying, let me just say this. Von reached out to me like a year ago. He followed me on Instagram. And for those who want to follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back. My Instagram is TElectrik _313 on Instagram. I'm not hard to find. Anyway, I got a message from him because every time when I upload a video on YouTube, I make sure to share the link on my Instagram. So I've seen Von several times at the range. I know he owns well, maybe he don't want me mentioning what type of gun he owned, but he was on Instagram at the range shooting it. When we do the interview, we can talk about all that. So last November, I got a message from him. I said, what? Gun Freak Nation got celebrities watching the channel? So he reached out to me. He was like, hey, brother, I appreciate what you're doing. You're doing a good thing, telling people to get armed and, to be able to defend themselves, because he's big on that. And he was like, we was just chopping it up, just texting. I'm like, I'm showing my woman. Hey, man, I'm a human. I get excited because I've been watching Von on the Braxton's TV show. I forgot to say that. They got their own TV show. The first one was called Braxton Family Values, and then they got the new show. The second season just started. It's simply called The Braxtons. Von been on that motherfucker several times, hundreds of times. That's how I first found out about him. I was watching the show before him and Trina got married. And I'm like, man, Von is a cool ass person. Famous, rich. I know a lot of millionaires that's down with the Gun Freak Nation. You know what I'm saying? But they wasn't like celebrities, famous on TV and all that shit. So I'm like, I'm showing my baby. I'm like, yeah, guess who reached out to me? So he reached out to me again a few days ago, and he was like, we can do it live. I'm thinking that because back in November, he said that he was going to do a podcast about prepping. He wanted to do something about prepping, stocking up your guns, stocking up your ammo, prepping like a podcast about survival, a survival podcast. That's it. He said he wanted to do a survival podcast. So the other week, I reached back to him. He said something, and I responded, and I said, by the way, Von, did you ever do the podcast yet about the survival podcast? He was like, nope, but we could talk about it on the live. So I'm thinking that he was talking about me going on his live. No, he talking about coming on my live. I said, man, you more than welcome anytime. My home is your home. Because back in November, when we first started communicating, through the DMs, he gave me his phone number, so we was texting, and he was like, you and your woman, why don't you come to our house and you be on my wife's cooking show? Because they got a cooking show on YouTube where Trina Braxton go to the Trina Braxton YouTube channel and tell them, Gun Freak Nation sends you, but they got a cooking channel on there. And he was like, I would love to have you on there. And I'm like, man, I would love to come, but y'all all the way in Georgia. And T don't get on airplanes. You know what I'm saying? So that fell through. I was invited today. That man invited me to their home. They live in a big ass motherfucking mansion. Big, beautiful motherfucker. They basement, you can't even call that bitch a basement. It look like a fucking bar. All right? It looked like a bar, and but one thing that he don't like is when people like, I guess, treat him like a celebrity. He's like, I'm just a regular person, which he is, but he was like, he was asking me questions about some of the guns that I own and how did I like them, and what you think about suppressors, shit like that. I don't even own one, and I probably never will, because to me, a suppressor it's not practical, man. You got something you got to go through all this red tape to get, wait months to get, and then the people that I know that own suppressors, they say they dirty up your gun, they gunk up your gun, you lose its accuracy from it. I don't know, but I did kind of like want one with my boy Brandon. When he put that super safety in my Marauder, he put his 300 suppressed upper on it. That suppressed, that bitch was quiet as fuck. So if I did get me a suppressor to go in my backyard and shoot at the ground and not disturb the neighbors and have the police called on my black ass, you did. So in that sense, that they do make sense. But everybody's saying that, oh, it's good for a home invasion. No, it's not good for a home invasion. I'm going to tell you exactly why a motherfucking suppressor is not good for a home invasion. Because 9 out of 10, the savages just break it up in your house. Their guns are not going to be suppressed. So your ears is going to be fucked anyway. Because if it's going to be a shootout, it's going to be a shootout. Your shit might be suppressed, but I guarantee you that the savages' guns is not going to be suppressed. So your ears is fucked regardless. So do like I say, get them electronic ear pros, slap them on, keep them right near your gun. Oh, T, well, in a shit hit the fan situation, you ain't gonna be thinking about grabbing no ear pros. You just gonna go for your gun. I get it. This is why you got to be mentally prepared. Being savage ready is more to it than just owning a gun. I got my ear pros laying right on top of my gun. And then the way I got my security system set up with my cameras, them motherfuckers should be detected with my motion detectors before they even step foot near my door. I should be able to see them. I got night vision. It's no excuse nowadays not to have the Ring doorbell. Buy some of them motherfuckers, put them around your house. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers got an intercom. You got motion detector. You got night vision. You got a camera. Man, that's one of the best security features that you can have. Then most people got cameras nowadays. So, and then if they even make it to cut your power, you gonna know something up right there. Why my motherfucking power done went out? Let me get my motherfucking gun. And this is why I say every home defense gun should have a flashlight on it, because you want to be able to identify that funky ass savage. You don't want to hit nobody different. But going back to, oh, you gonna get your name, man. I hate to say this. I don't mean to be harsh, but fuck my neighbor. You know what I'm saying? At that particular point, that's the last thing on my mind. I'm not gonna risk getting killed or my family being killed because I'm watching where my bullets go. I know this. I'm gonna hit my motherfucking target. You see how small this motherfucking house I live in, nigga? If I can't hit nobody right over there in my living room, I don't need to have no motherfucking gun. Okay? So I'm gonna you break up in my house. You don't broke up in the wrong one. Listen, you gonna doodle on yourself. You gonna take your last motherfucking shit. Cause I don't fucking play. Okay? Just the thought of a motherfucking having the gall, the balls to come up in my motherfucking house and try to bend me over or dignify me and make me watch them have sex with my woman. Come on, man. We ain't going for that shit. No, if you Diddy and all that, and by the way, free Diddy, free him. The nigga shouldn't have got no motherfucking 4 years. Free that nigga. Free that freaky ass nigga now. Because basically right now, he's being locked up for being a freak. A super freak. No, it's only one super freak, and that's Rick James. But he being locked up. So you tell me that things have gotten this worse in this society, in this country, that you can't even be a freak no more. No, what's the difference? They got him on the Mann Act, a all racist ass law. They got him on the Mann Act because he transported and paid for some funky ass male escorts to come fuck his woman, and they crossed state lines. Why would you want to give somebody 4 years for that shit? Now, if he would have got them same male escorts within the state lines, within the same city or state line, if they didn't cross state lines, no time at all. That's a fucking misdemeanor. I've dealt with prostitutes in my younger days. I was a wild, freaky ass nigga. And when I say I dealt with prostitutes, I wasn't one of them niggas that was paying for the pussy. I was so fine back then with my ravy ass curly hair with the Superman curl in the front. Bitches was like, oh, my pussy's so red. Oh man, you get it free. I'm gonna give you some head, but please, after I give you this head, can you please fuck me? Can you fuck me, T? Please fuck me. You the finest nigga I ever, so I wasn't no trick nigga, all right? I just was a crazy motherfucker that thought I didn't want no doctor. I didn't want no nurse. I didn't want no nun. I didn't want no secretary. I wanted me a wild bitch. I wanted me a bitch, a crazy bitch like Maria crazy ass. And let me quit bringing her up, because every time I bring her up, my current woman always got something to say about this shit. I said that was about 20 years ago. Why are you feeling like I still want Maria pretty Mexican ass? Pretty big titty Mexican ass. You act like I still want her. Well, why you keep talking about her? She must still be on your brain, on your mind or something. Nah, it ain't that. I'm just telling people it ain't nothing to brag about. It's actually stupid and foolish, some of the shit that I did. And I be telling people, after I tell my truth, don't fuck up and make the same mistakes that I made, because I made it out of that, alive and shit, man. So I ain't, hell no would I ever fuck with a woman like that again, man. I would be out of my motherfucking mind. At that time for me, it was all about the thrill. That's what it was. It was all about the thrill, man. Anyway, the pizza is A1, and I ain't just saying it because I made it. I'm about to cut this live off. I'm about to bring my iPad down here with the stand, and I'm about to go live playing the game. Now, don't be hoeing me out and talk about me if I get killed a lot of times in this game, all right? Don't do me like that. But I'm about to hook it up on the 75-inch TV. I'm about to hook that motherfucker up on the 75-inch, 75-inch TV right there. There go my Xbox controllers right there. I got a blue one and I got a black one. Like Michael Jackson, I don't care if you black or white. You dig what I'm saying? I love everybody. I want everybody to be safe. You dig? That Gun Freak Nation album is coming soon. I made 3 beats last night. Oh, man, look at this motherfucker right here. Man. The MP5's older, bigger brother, the Ultimate AP51. I think that's the one that's chambered in 308. I think that one's chambered in 308 right there. That one right there. Yep. That made me want to get one of them, but I'm kind of done with guns, to be honest with you, though. That's the crazy bitch right there that killed the manager at McDonald's. I would have never hired no bitch that looked like that. That bitch looked crazy. She looked crazy right there. Stabbed that woman to death. Stabbed her manager to death and shit at McDonald's and shit. So yes, I'm getting ready to fire up the Xbox. I'm gonna cut this live off, and then I'm gonna power it up with it. Oh shit, that's me, baby. That's me. That's that new gun freak music right there, baby. Get your guns ready. I made that beat right there last night. Anyway, I'm about to bring the iPad down. Hey man, thank y'all for tuning in. Listen, thank y'all for tuning in. This has been the Midnight Gun Freak Pizza mukbang, and I'm about to do some Battlefield 6. I'm gonna kill this live and come back. I'm growing my beard out too, so if I'm looking all wild and ruffled all up, your boy T about to have a full beard. One thing I don't like about my beard, though, and it never really fully grow out. This part do, but like on the side, that shit don't grow, but I'm gonna grow it. I'm gonna grow my mustache back. A lot of motherfuckers, T, what happened? You can't grow no, man, my mustache, my mustache is thicker than my motherfucking dick. You dig? I'm gonna start growing that motherfucker back. I'm gonna grow everything. I'm gonna be looking like Santa Claus in this motherfucker in a minute. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in for another mukbang episode. I'm gonna jump back live playing this motherfucking Battlefield 6. All right? Love y'all, Gun Freak Nation. Salute, baby. Yeah!